We spend the majority of our lives in a state of constant, breathless motion. We run from the moment the alarm clock shatters our dreams until the moment we collapse back into bed, chasing goals that society has told us are the markers of a good life. We strive for the better career, the sturdier house, the more impressive title, or the next milestone that promises a happiness that always seems to stay just 1 inch out of reach. Yet, despite all the noise and the busyness, there are moments when the world suddenly goes still. Perhaps it's in the quietest hours of the night when the house is hushed, or during a long drive where the road disappears into the horizon, and a specific heavy question finally catches up to us. It is the oldest whisper in the human soul. Is this all there is? This isn't just a puzzle for philosophers. It is the most intimate and urgent ache any of us can feel. If we do not understand why our hearts are beating or what we are building with our precious days, how can we truly say we are living? For centuries, we sought the answer in the divine or the stars, but in our modern, frantic world, those answers can feel like echoes from a distant past. We find ourselves in a great silence, wondering if meaning is a treasure waiting to be found, or a house we must build with our own trembling hands. To truly understand the meaning of life, we must first accept that this search is the most beautiful thing about being human. No other creature on this planet wakes up and wonders if their existence matters. A bird is content with the wind, a flower is content with the sun. They exist in a perfect, unthinking harmony with nature. But we are different. We carry a level of self-awareness that is both our greatest gift and our heaviest burden. It allows us to create symphonies and heal diseases, but it also creates an internal void. A hunger for significance that food or fame can never quite satisfy. We want to know that our presence on this earth isn't an accident, that our tears are seen, and that our joy has a home. This script is an exploration of that hunger. We aren't just looking for facts, we are looking for a way to feel at home in the universe. We will journey through history, biology, and the depths of the human heart to see if we can piece together a map that leads to a life that feels not just busy, but deeply and truly meaningful. In the earliest days of our species, the meaning of life was written in the language of survival. It was clear, visceral, and shared. For our ancestors, purpose was found in the warmth of the fire, the success of the hunt, and the safety of the tribe. There was no room for existential dread when the winter was coming, and the children needed to be fed. In that world, you were a vital link in a chain that stretched back to the first humans who ever walked upright. Your why was the person standing next to you. This biological drive provided a profound sense of grounding. You knew exactly where you fit. You were the protector, the gatherer, the storyteller. However, as we mastered the world around us and built cities that touched the clouds, the immediate pressure of survival began to fade. As our bellies became full, our souls began to ask larger questions. We started to look at the vast indigo sky and wonder about the architects of the stars, the mystery of the afterlife, and the moral weight of our choices. As civilizations rose, we tried to anchor our meaning to grand structures, religion, tradition, and social duty. For hundreds of years, you didn't have to find your purpose. It was handed to you like a family heirloom. You were here to serve a king, to honor a god, or to tend the land of your fathers. There was a comfort in this certainty. Even if your life was filled with hardship, you believed your suffering was a thread in a divine tapestry. But then came the great shift. The scientific revolution and the Enlightenment pulled back the curtain, revealing a universe governed by cold mathematical laws. We discovered that the Earth was just a tiny blue speck in an indifferent cosmos. While this brought us freedom and technology, it also took away the pre-packaged meaning that had held us together for so long. We gained the ability to do anything, but lost the knowledge of what was worth doing. This shift placed the heavy weight of finding meaning onto the shoulders of the individual, leaving many of us feeling adrift in an ocean of choices, searching for a lighthouse that no longer seems to shine. It is essential to realize that our search for meaning isn't just a wandering thought. It is an instinct written into our very DNA. Our brains are not just processing machines. They are meaning-making organs. Neuroscientists have discovered that when we feel a sense of purpose, our entire biology begins to sing a different tune. We release a cocktail of chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, that don't just provide a fleeting high, but actually repair ourselves and strengthen our hearts. There's a profound connection between the why in our heads and the health of our bodies. People who feel that their lives have a direction tend to live longer, recover faster from illness, and possess a resilience that defies logic. This tells us that meaning is not a luxury for the intellectual or the wealthy. It is a vital nutrient as necessary as air or water. We were programmed by evolution to seek purpose because those who found it were the ones who didn't give up when the world turned cold. Think about the state of flow, that magical moment when you are so immersed in what you are doing that the rest of the world vanishes. Whether you are painting a canvas, playing with your child, or solving a complex problem at work, in those moments your self disappears and you become one with the action. This is the brain's way of telling you that you are doing exactly what you were meant to do. Our biology rewards us for being useful, for connecting, and for using our unique talents to interact with the world. When we are disconnected or idle, our minds often turn against us, falling into cycles of anxiety and sadness. This suggests that the meaning of life isn't a destination you reach, it is a frequency you tune into. It is the result of active, soulful engagement with the reality around you. We find our soul not by looking inward in isolation, but by pouring ourselves outward into things that matter. When we stand face to face with the realization that the universe might not have a built-in script for us, we reach a crossroads. One path leads to nihilism, the cold belief that because the universe is vast and we are small, nothing we do truly matters. This can be a terrifying thought, a dark void that swallows all motivation. If the stars will eventually burn out and our names will be forgotten, why should we try? Why should we be kind? But there is a more beautiful, more courageous path, often called optimistic nihilism. This perspective takes the same fact, that we are a tiny accident in a giant cosmos, and turns it into a source of radical, breathtaking freedom. If the universe didn't give you a purpose, it means you are not a slave to some cosmic plan you never agreed to. You are the architect, you are the artist, you are the one who decides what is sacred. Optimistic nihilism teaches us that because our time is so short and the universe is so vast, our failures and embarrassments are actually quite small. This realization doesn't make life meaningless, it makes every moment precious. If the grand meaning is absent, then the small meanings become our everything. The smell of rain on dry earth, the way a friend's eyes light up when they see you, the quiet satisfaction of a job well done. These aren't just nice things. They are the bricks with which we build a life of value. By accepting that there is no pre-written story, we are finally free to live authentically. We stop searching for a hidden truth and realize that the light we were looking for was actually coming from within us all along. We aren't here to find a meaning, we are here to be the meaning. We cannot talk about the heart of life without talking about the things that break it, the pain, the loss, and the seasons of deep suffering. One of the most powerful voices on this subject is Viktor Frankl, a man who lost everything in the concentration camps of the Holocaust. In a place designed to strip away every shred of human dignity, Frankl made a profound discovery. He saw that those who survived weren't always the strongest or the smartest. They were the ones who held on to a why. Some held on to the image of a wife's face, some to a dream of a book yet unwritten, some to a simple task they felt only they could finish. Frankl taught us that we can find meaning in three ways: through our work, through our love, and most importantly, through our attitude toward unavoidable suffering. Frankl's message is a lifeline for anyone going through a dark night of the soul. He reminded us that even when our freedom, our health, and our happiness are taken away, we still possess the last of the human freedoms, the power to choose how we respond. When we can no longer change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This turns our pain from a dead end into a transformative fire. Our scars are not just reminders of where we were hurt. They are evidence that we survived and that we found a reason to keep walking. Meaning is not found in the absence of hardship, but in the courage we summon to face it. Our challenges are the very things that give our lives depth, making our eventual joy feel not just earned, but sacred. If we look closely at the lives that feel truly rich, they are usually built on three sturdy pillars: connection, contribution, and growth. Connection is the heartbeat of meaning. We are not meant to be islands. When we love deeply, when we allow ourselves to be seen in our vulnerability, or when we simply help a neighbor, We break the walls of our own loneliness. We become part of something larger, a tapestry of human hearts that stretches across time. Belonging is the antidote to the void. Without someone to share the journey with, even the most glittering success can feel cold and hollow. Connection reminds us that we matter because we matter to someone else. The second pillar is contribution, the quiet joy of being useful. This isn't about fame or being a hero. It's about the small ways we leave the world a little better than we found it. It's the teacher who sees the potential in a struggling child, the gardener who plants a tree they will never sit under, or the person who brings a bit of laughter into a stressful office. Contribution shifts our focus from what does the world owe me to what can I offer the world. This shift is where true peace is found. Finally, there is the pillar of growth. We are like rivers, we are meant to move. When we stop learning and stop stretching ourselves, we begin to wither. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about the beautiful, messy process of becoming a slightly kinder, slightly wiser version of ourselves every day. It gives us a reason to look forward to tomorrow. In the culture of Japan, there is a concept that has guided people for generations: Ikigai, or a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Imagine 4 overlapping circles: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be rewarded for. Your Ikigai is a sacred space in the center where all these worlds meet. This framework is a gentle reminder that a meaningful life is a balanced life. It's not enough to just follow your passion if you are starving, and it's not enough to just earn a living if your soul is dying of boredom. Meaning is found in the harmony between our inner needs and our outer responsibilities. The beauty of Ikigai is that it is not a static destination. Your Ikigai at 20 might be the thrill of adventure, but at 40, it might be the stability of family, and at 70, it might be the wisdom you pass on to the next generation. It encourages us to stop looking for one big answer and instead look for the small overlaps in our daily lives. Where can your talents meet a real need? Where can your joy meet someone else's sorrow? By seeking this balance, we stop feeling like we are missing out on life and start feeling like we are right where we belong. It turns life from a race into a dance, where every step has its own purpose and its own grace. One of the greatest tragedies of the human condition is our tendency to live everywhere except where we are. We live in the yesterdays of our regrets and the tomorrows of our anxieties. We treat the present moment like a waiting room, a boring obstacle we must get through to reach the real life that is always waiting just over the next hill. But the harsh and beautiful truth is that life is only ever happening in this very breath. If you cannot find a thread of meaning in the now, you will not find it in the then. Meaning is not a trophy at the end of a long race. It is the quality of your footsteps along the way. This is the heart of mindfulness, the practice of coming home to the present. When we are truly present, the world begins to glow with a quiet significance. Meaning can be found in the steam rising from a cup of tea, the weight of a child's hand in yours, or the way the light filters through the leaves of a tree. There is a profound holiness in the ordinary if we only have the eyes to see it. By slowing down, we stop being consumers of time and start being observers of life. We realize that we don't need a grand stage to live a grand life. Every moment is an invitation to be present, to be kind, and to be grateful. The meaning of life is not a secret hidden in a mountain. It is the attention you give to the world right in front of you. As we come to the end of this journey, we return to the most important truth of all. Meaning is not something you find. It is something you create. It is a daily, deliberate act of the will. You are the protagonist of your own story, and though you cannot control the wind or the rain, you can always control how you set your sails. You have been given the raw, unpolished materials of your life, your history, your heartbreaks, your talents, and your time. It is up to you to weave them into a story that feels worthy of the heart that beats within your chest. So, how do you begin? You begin small. You look at the person next to you and you choose kindness. You look at the task in front of you and you choose excellence. You look at your own mistakes and you choose forgiveness. Don't wait for the world to tell you why you are here. Tell the world why you are here through the way you live. The universe may be vast, silent, and ancient, but it has never seen anyone exactly like you, and it never will again. Your life is a unique, unrepeatable flame in the darkness. The meaning of life is whatever you have the courage to love, the strength to build, and the grace to leave behind. So go out and write a story that makes your soul proud. Make it a story of connection, a story of resilience, and above all, a story of love. Because in the end, that is the only meaning that truly matters.